Day 26 of my 30-day challenge. I'm trying to shoot my video and constantly somebody is passing by. So I think this is not the calmest street that I've picked for shooting my video. But okay. So I have been grown up in a tiny village with lots and lots of animals and only nature, and I think there were like 20 people living there, and 8 of them were kids. So it was my little piece of heaven, and I loved it. I loved all the noises, and there was maybe once a day a car passing by, and actually we had dogs, and our dogs were not used to see cars. So whenever a car came by, our dogs would run after the car and bark, and woof, 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 more like this, and chasing the car. And mostly the cars who passed by were people who lived there, because it was not a street that anybody actually took. It was a really tiny piece of heaven. And when I was 10 years old, we moved away, and we moved to a relatively small town. It's like 20,000 people, not too much. And doggy. And I don't know, I never really felt that this was my hometown. I had my home village, and this was my home. And yeah, my father has his own Facebook page, and it's called My Hometown Antlam. And to him, apparently, this is a hometown, even though he's from Berlin. So, but still, I mean, he has lived there a long time. And yeah, I moved when I was 18 to Cologne, which is quite a big city, not as big as Berlin, where half of my family lived, and which I liked, but quite big. And from Cologne I moved to Brussels and lived a lot in the city, and I never quite really liked it. And I thought this is the way to do it, to have a job, a company car, in an office, at a desk, with a laptop, and in airplanes, hotels, traveling around. That's what I thought was the life you have to live. But I've always been jealous when I, for example, took a riding class, and yeah, I met these women, and they had like a huge farm. They had a lot of horses and dogs, and they were like sun-tanned because they didn't work in an office. Obviously, they worked with horses, and I'm so happy that I finally am creating this life for myself. I'm creating this life back. I'm getting it back, my little piece of heaven. And it might take, I don't know, I expect probably 10 years. But I have patience, and I know I will get there, and I'm getting it back. And I'm very happy about that. It gives me a lot of peace that I'm taking little steps in a good direction.